welcome to the Patriot Prepper Podcast. I'm your host, Grizz. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Today's podcast is going to be on some field notes I took this past Sunday, 26 July. I decided I need to test my go bag, my everyday carry bag, as some of you may call it. Didn't care what I was wearing, didn't care what the weather was. I decided, hey, I'm going to grab my go bag right now and just go. I looked at a hill about a kilometer away from my house and said, let's do this. Let's see if I'm really ready as I think I am for if I have to take a hike or go to safety or find someone, rescue someone, what have you. And let me tell you, I learned some lessons that day. So I've always thought I was prepared for a hike. I live out on the plains here out west, and if I have to make it from my work to home, or maybe if car broke down or chaos has ensued in the city and I just can't get out via vehicle, am I ready to grab my bag and go? I wore everyday clothes. I didn't expect to do this, so I figured let's find out what I need, what I don't need, and stuff I need to improve on. So this is basically a critique on myself and what I've learned, and maybe you can learn from my lessons. So let's start with my notes here. Number one, I was wearing the wrong shoes and socks. I had to walk across the plains, like I said, and I was amazed at how tall the grass was and what unknowns are underneath that tall grass and weeds. I was getting, burrs and just, sticks and what have you around my ankles, and it was very uncomfortable. And from now on, I need to wear at least, maybe not the 8-inch combat boots, but something better than what I was wearing, which was your standard tennis shoe. And my socks, that is, were too short, and it was ridiculously uncomfortable, and would be a bad long day hike for sure. Number two, I was kind of happy I did this, but the first thing I thought of was water. I need water. Where do I get water? I was in the kitchen, so I grabbed your typical water bottle, and I filled it up with water, threw it on the side of my bag, put my bag on my back, and off I went. So at least I thought of water. I would like to have some readily available to grab, but I didn't. I had to stop and fill a water bottle up. Third note I have here, I did not review my bag before I left. I carry my bag every day. It's an EDC, everyday carry, with miscellaneous items I think I need. I didn't review it. I caught myself carrying things I did not need to carry. It's pretty funny. You carry something every day, you throw stuff in your bag, I'll put this away when I get home, or I'll just set this in here for now. I'll put it in the truck when I get in the truck, etc. You just collect stuff. At least I do anyway. So what did I find? Well, I found my ham radio study book for the extra class. That was fairly heavy. It's a smaller version with just the questions. So those of you studying for ham radio or who have done it know which size I'm talking about. Still unnecessary weight. Believe it or not, I had a 18mm impact socket in my bag. A buddy used it or borrowed it from work, and I threw it in my bag, saying I put this in the toolbox when I get home. But sure enough, I was carrying around an 18mm impact socket in my go bag. Second thing, I had miscellaneous papers and magazines. Absolutely unnecessary to carry on that hike. So I need to keep on top of my go bag. Have only in it what I need for purpose it serves. Fourth one, I grabbed a pair of binoculars from the house, and I said, well, it doesn't have a lanyard on it, or the binocular holders, the straps. I'm just going up the hill here. Well, that was a mistake. I had to carry those suckers most all the way. Either put it in my bag, but I wanted the binoculars to, look around while I hike, check the, surrounding area and whatnot. So I had to carry those the whole way. Worst but not least, I forgot I had a binocular in my go bag. I could have just used that. It has a lanyard for it. There you go. Another lesson learned. Number 5, I didn't have a handkerchief for, wiping the sweat off my neck and my face. And I certainly wished I had one. I think I already mentioned this briefly, but the weeds and the grass and the plains are very high, or are very high. Especially this year, we've gotten a lot of rain, and it was just incredible. It did provide some good cover for me. If I knelt down, sat down, no one could see me. This also could be a bad thing because, if there's any hostiles out there, they could also hide. So something I had to think about. The route I took and more situation awareness for sure. Also, my clothes were bright in color. I had like a light sky blue shirt and blue jeans. I definitely stuck out across the plains there in the green and the brown. So I need to be more careful if I really want to get up and go at any time, just to have more subdued colors. The browns and the blacks, the tans, the khakis. Something other than bright blue shirt and blue jeans. I have a knife in my bag. I carry one fixed blade on my hip, 3.5-inch Gerber fixed blade on my belt at all times. But I couldn't get to it easily enough because of the waist belt of my pack and my shirt. It just was cumbersome to get access to my fixed blade knife. So I wanted to get a knife, either to clip on the shoulder strap or sternum strap somewhere where I can easily reach up and grab a knife. I ended up putting my other knife, I usually clip inside in my pocket. I put that on my shoulder strap to get by, but it's not my favorite knife, so I want to get a better knife for the chest area, so for easy access. Maybe a neck knife. Who knows? I have a couple of neck knives, but they're not really. I want something I can really grab and do business with. Typically, neck knives really aren't for that purposes. They're for quick defense and what have you. So, new knife is needed for sure. And when I wanted to check my direction of travel, I was only going 1 kilometer. It was pretty wide open, no big deal. But I wanted to practice my navigation. See which direction I was traveling, what direction certain landmarks were. I didn't have my compass readily available. It was deep down in my pack. I'd take my pack off, rummage through my stuff to find the compass. So I just like to have a compass within, arm's reach somewhere quick. So I'll have to move that as well. And then that follows with a map. I left with a large map, or I should say large scale map of the area, but I should would like some more detailed maps of where I'm going. So I'll work on that too. I'll put a new map in the pack. And I took off so quick I left without my ham radio. Unfortunately, at my place of work, I can't have anything that transmits inside the building, so everything out in the truck. I have to leave my cell phone in the truck. I have to leave my ham radios in the truck. In this case, I just grabbed my bag. I was at home. I was kind of thinking differently, and I forgot my ham radio. I have many handhelds, of course, many base radios, but I always want to go on the trail with the ham radio, and I forgot it. Okay, first time I used a shema. That was today, or Sunday rather. Wasn't quite comfortable with how to tie it around my head. I didn't have a hat, which was another mistake. Sun was beating down on me. It was sunny. It was about 85 degrees. It was in my eyes. Sun was in my eyes and sweat, getting in my eyes and down my neck and what have you. But I was very unclear with how to tie a shema, so I need to practice that. It did come in handy, though. There's a specific weed out here that grows real tall, and it's really stiff. They're almost like small trees. I was able to hang the shema off of a few of those weeds, and I was able to create some shade, so that was nice to have. I did realize I'd need more clips, just to quickly clip the shema to things, or clips to hang things. I need more clips in my go bag. I happen to have a clothespin. I forgot why I had it, but I think it was the wife puts snacks in my lunch and stuff, and she keeps the bags closed with clothespins. So thankfully I had that one clothespin. That helped a lot. I'll have to add some more type of clips to my go bag for sure. And my watch. Watch is important to have. A lot of cool watches out there, but I found it uncomfortable to wear all the time. The dirt and the dust, and again, going through tall weeds, it collected a lot of stuff under the band. So that on top of the sweat, I'm thinking of having a watch in my bag, or maybe a pocket watch, something so I don't have to go through that again. I mean, time sure is critical, how far you travel during the day, during the night, but I don't think it's critical to wear it on the wrist at all times. And that just may be a personal opinion, but that's what I found out. Bag discipline, in my mind, needs to improve. When I sat down for breaks, zipping through the bag, seeing what I have, seeing what I don't have, rooms for improvement. I'm, it's taking notes out in the field. But I noticed myself leaving compartments, open and unzippered. So when I flip, panels open, stuff would try to fall out. So I need to improve how I manage my bag. Get in a compartment, get out and close it. Keep bags closed up so I don't lose important items. Who knows if I were to flip open my pack, forget the compartment's open, and I lose my magnesium fire starter, or my cotton ball soaked with Vaseline, or my matches, or my lighter, and I couldn't start a fire just because I left a stupid pocket open, I would be very angry for sure. So I need to improve on keeping those compartments closed and tracking my stuff, if you will. In my current bag, it's a Red Wing. Who makes it? Gosh, been using it for a long time now, but the water bottle pocket on the side is just, it doesn't seem in the right spot to get my water bottle right away. So I'm going to work on hydration bladder in the back and with the straw and all that, because reaching back for that water bottle was kind of a pain in the neck. So I'm going to work on my water access. And also that hydration bag, I've never used one, but I can see the plus on them now. I can easily be able to drink with the hydration tube instead of reaching back, carrying that bottle and trying to finagle it back into the pocket. So hydration bladder is going in very, very soon. Let's see here. The next note I have is I don't have my neighbor's cell phone or my neighbor's numbers in my cell phone. Sure, the cell service may be down when I'm doing this hike or running around, but it would have been nice to have, just to call them and say, hey, I'm out here goofing off. Don't be worried, it's me. So it would have been nice to call them when I was out there. I mean, we all have 40-acre lots, and there's vacant lots around, but still, if I ever see someone walking around near my property, I would be very curious to who it was. So I need to load my cell phone with their numbers. I have a big sheet here at the house with everyone's numbers, but I don't have them programmed into my phone or in my go bag. So that was another lesson I learned. Hopefully you learned some lessons from my mistakes. I know this is just a real quick hike just to see what was going on with my pack, but there's many improvements I need to make for my everyday carry or my go bag. Send me your notes, send me your comments. I know I didn't list everything in my bag here, but I just thought I'd give you some quick notes on if you really got to get up and go, like right now. Do you have everything you need, and are you dressed the way you need to be dressed? So hopefully you've learned something. So thanks again for joining me today. Just remember this: it's better to have and not need than to need and not have.